Hi, everyone. Hello, hello. Welcome. Welcome, everyone, to our Teachable Payments webinar. Jump in the chat. We're going to wait a couple of minutes till everyone can join. So jump in the chat. Tell us where you're tuning in from. Hello, hello. Can you guys hear me well? Vinny, yes. Would you mind testing your?
Yes, I can
Okay.
hear you well.
Yeah.
Amazing. Yes, as well?
Yes.
Okay, fantastic.
We're so glad to be here. We're going to talk about what is personally one of my favorite things to talk about recently. And we can't wait to show you all some very exciting
Yeah.
things about teachable payments.
Don't steal my thunder. Yes, it is
Oh,
also my favorite topic. I really
okay.
love payments and how our payments product help businesses thrive. Right?
Okay. Yeah. Well, let's see. Now we'll have a competition. Like who speaks uh, better about teachable payments
Okay.
at the end of
I can
the
be the judge of that.
yes,
Yeah, okay.
Faye will be the
And you
judge of
guys as
that.
well. All of you as well, please.
At the end of the webinar,
Let's see who's the biggest fan
you're going to
of
post on
Teachable
the chat
Payments.
if your
Exactly.
Yeah.
From
team.
whom would you buy teachable payments?
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah.
Vinny or Yas? Who sells that better? Amazing, amazing.
exactly.
All right. Everyone, before we get started, let me just explain a couple of things about the webinar, okay? So this session is being recorded, so you will all receive the recording, the resources that we'll present here today. You will all receive that afterwards, okay? And you can and should use the Q&A window here in Zoom so that you can send us all of your questions throughout the webinar, and we'll save some minutes at the end for a live Q&A. Are you both ready for that?
Yes, we are.
We will get questions that they don't know about, okay? So throughout the webinar, regarding everything that you hear, if you have any questions, just drop them in the Q&A.
Exactly.
All right?
Yeah.
As good as the content are the questions, right?
Yeah.
Exactly, exactly. That just makes the content a whole lot better,
Yeah.
right? Okay, amazing. All right, everyone. So today we're going to talk about the smarter way to sell and get paid. Okay, so we're going to have a live look at Teachable Payments today, how it can help unlock international sales, how you can simplify your checkout, and how you can see exactly where you're losing revenue without even really realizing it. Okay. I've already introduced to you the team that we have here today. But just so you can get to know us a little bit better, I'm Fernanda. I'm a customer marketing specialist here at Teachable, and I'm here with Vinny. He's the strategic finance manager, and Yas is our customer success lead.
Yes. And we know those are like very hard to pronounce names, so we'll just go with Faye, Vinny, and Yas
Yeah,
today.
that
Yes,
just
please.
makes everyone's lives easier. And we have like the full picture today. Okay, we will talk about numbers, we will talk about features, and we will talk about our services and how we take care of our customers. All right. But before that, I would like to talk a little bit about what is Teachable. All right. I know that we have people here joining us today that are on different paths of their journey. But Teachable is a platform that helps creators turn what they know into real learning businesses, right? So for over a decade, we've helped those businesses build something that actually lasts. And again, this journey looks different for everyone in this room. So some of you may have like are just getting started with your courses, with your digital downloads, with your memberships. Some of you have been selling for a long time, have established revenue, established students, established businesses. And what really matters here today is that whatever is that path that you're on right now, this is exactly what Teachable is built for. Okay. Now let's talk about some of those numbers that I mentioned. I want to touch on the biggest values that we have here to offer to all of you. Okay. So what we have is over 150K creators and businesses on our platform. We have around 400K. I will ask one favor of our production team. Can we just make that a little bigger? Because I'm having some difficulties reading on the numbers here. Guys, it is a full production here, as you can see, okay? And in fact, you can even see like the reflection on my glasses. That's something that will make up for it in our beautiful background here today, okay? Perfect. Thank you so much. So it's because it's a lot of numbers, and I want to get all of this right. It is 400K monthly website visitors here for us. We have 250 plus geographies with students buying on Teachable. Okay, so that is something very important for you to keep in mind whenever we are talking about Teachable Payments. We are very much on a global and international area. Okay. We also serve about 100 million students, and we have processed about 3.5 billion GMV from our creators. That's also around 14, approximately 14 products sold by our high performing schools. And we are also trusted by names like UNICEF, Adobe, ManyChat, and more. Okay, so we are very trusted by our creators and businesses worldwide. Okay, and we also have some best in class features for our learning, right? So we have engaging courses with video, audio, text, PDF, HTML formats, all that you can think of, drip content to release courses sections over time instead of all at once. We have course compliance to gate your lessons until students can actually complete the requirements. We can customize certificates. We can auto generate video subtitles in your courses. We have enrollment caps, the access duration controls, and of course, we also have our mobile learning apps. That's both iOS and Android for so that your students can learn on the go. Okay? But enough of that. Now we've established the foundation, basically, right? You're selling on Teachable, you have all of your learning content on Teachable, but now let's learn more about payments. So I'll pass it on to Vini.
Thank you so much. It is very interesting to see like how global creator economy businesses are. So how global Teachable is, but it is a reflection to the creators'
Yeah.
businesses. It is not something that Teachable just enables what the creators build. So let's talk about payments. Yes, my favorite subject. You can pick another, but let's start talking about payments. Awesome, awesome. So we all know that the payment setups they got more complex, and why they got more complex? Because your business is global. Everything is global right now. So with internet and everything, I think after the pandemic, maybe and mainly, we business escalated to many more geographies than they used to sell. So things are more complex in many other ways. So we as Teachable built something new based on what? We are seeing three main shifts happening on the creator economy and also the checkout services and products on the market as well. We see that the creator economy, as we said, is global right now, but checkout hasn't caught up yet, right? And these are the three shifts that we're seeing. The first one place will beat five tools. So if you are able to centralize things in one place instead of juggling different tools, we're going to be able to scale faster and dedicate more time to what you're good at, creating content and building things. So this is very important. The second one is going global or being global isn't something that you achieve after months or years of operation. It is something that happens at day one. So even not targeting international students, they will come up to your checkout. They will come up to your sales pages, your website, your Instagram, and they will try to purchase your product.
Vini,
So,
can I interrupt you for a
of
second?
course, of
I
course.
just got the information that we have people from Canada, Scotland, Germany, US, South Korea, UK, other countries in the Union European. So that's very
So
That's
we're
very
very nice.
right.
clear.
It's global,
We're
right?
right.
That's
It
very
is very
nice.
global.
Yeah.
Yes,
So not only Teachable Payments is global, but our audience
our
is of
audience is
course
also global.
global.
Yeah,
That's very nice,
amazing.
Fê. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So, of course, going global is not a this someday milestone. So the students will come up to your checkout from day one, and this is very important because you need to be ready to accept the payments that these people are used to pay, and also the currency of where they're used to where they're located as well. And the third one is the faster you have money in your pockets, the faster you can reinvest this money in your business growth. So the faster you have access to your sales that you've made through your tremendous effort, the more you can invest in ads, creating content, and building stuff. That's where we are good at. Okay, so thinking on these three shifts and many other trends in the market as well, we're really proud to introduce, we've been introducing this for a few months, the new Teachable Payments. The Teachable Payments is the checkout that is built for you to grow your sales and also manage your business properly. Okay? When we talk about teachable payments, our main mission or idea is to leave time for you, creator or business owner, to do things that you're good at. So you don't need to spend time managing money, managing payments. You need to spend time building the courses, building the products that you build, not dealing with taxes, not dealing with having to receive payouts, not dealing with failed subscriptions, or having to deal with chargebacks as well. This should be all done by a platform in one place and leave you free time for you to do what the things that you're good at. If you compare what Teachable Payments does and what other payment gateway do, you see that you should be doing this by yourself. If you just like connect things to Teachable, for example, but you use external solutions to make your sales from your products hosting on Teachable. So the key idea here is to free your time for you to do the things you're good at.
And Vinny, can I just add,
Of
if we
course.
go back, I think this is something that I personally hear a lot from creators, especially creators that are at a earlier stage of their journey. Some of them are really concerned about, okay, how am I going to scale? Because of course it is a lot of work. You need to handle taxes. You need to make sure you're transmitting things to your accountant, and on top of that, you also need to produce content. So one of the things that I hear a lot from our clients is, I'm so glad that Teachable helps me free this time to work on the things that really matter and are the things that are going to enable you reaching that next stage of growth. So it's going to be you having free time to work on your social networks, on your marketing tactics, on your launch plans, and leave all of that bureaucratic work to us.
This is very nice, yes. And I think the next slide is one of my favorites because it basically shows everything that Teachable Payments has included. And I think this covers every job to be done when we think about managing your business and managing payments as well. So automatic tax handling. I am an accountant by formation. So I know how hard it is to do taxes. And like imagine doing taxes in all of the geographies that you sell to, and we just told you that you go global on day one. So basically, you need to remit taxes from sales that you make to all of the countries in the world, and it is very hard to do so. So we have automatic tax handling. We have a very complex fraud ecosystem to prevent fraud in your purchases and in your sales as well. We have adaptive pricing, which is very interesting, a very interesting feature, which we convert the offer, your offer, for example, is in Brazilian reais or is in US dollars, to the currency of the buyer. So if the buyer is located in different countries from the country of your original offer, we convert that automatically to the buyer's currency, which is very interesting. We also pay you out fast, as I said, for you to have money to reinvest in your business, which is key for you to grow more. In addition to that, we have mobile checkout, a checkout that is optimized for the way that people usually buy digital products, right? And also more than 35 payment methods for the buyers pay you the way that they already pay. So think on the last 10 to 15 transactions that you've made online in the last weeks or months, and think on how many use credit or debit card and how many use alternative payment methods. Your buyers use these payment methods too. So it is very interesting to offer this option for them. So beyond credit and debit, offering something that they already use, right?
Yeah.
And this is how it looks like. This is an example checkout page that we have. It is what we believe the most powerful way for people to sell worldwide, because it has not only the payment methods, but the whole checkout is designed for conversion, to increase conversion, to be a clean, well-designed checkout for people when they reach the checkout page for them to buy your product. So checkout is not the friction. It enables more sales.
Yeah, and again, to Faye's point, as she mentioned, we have a very diverse crowd here today. So you might be already selling on Teachable. So this checkout might look a little bit different to you. And yes, we are improving our checkout looks. So not only is it going to help you keep helping make your business better, because some of these things we've been doing it for a while, like tax handling, for example. We're going to keep on doing that, but we're also going to be looking much nicer. So it's a much more modern, sleek look. And it also, to Vinny's points, it lets you focus on the things that matter, which is just showcasing your product, showcasing your price, and making sure it's as optimized as possible for conversion. Because at the end of the day, that's what we want to do. We want people to click on buy and convert and buy your product.
Yes, exactly, exactly. And when we're talking about freeing time, we have
Mm,
three very interesting quotes from actual creators on Teachable
yeah.
on how Teachable helps them on their businesses. So the first two are mainly related to Teachable Payments doing it all automatically or streamline in a streamlined way that frees them time for them to create or build, which is
Hmm.
key for businesses on the creator economy. So it is very interesting how payments is kind of this invisible layer in the product, which is
Yeah.
very important, but shouldn't give headaches to customers, right?
Yeah.
So this is our intention with this product. So we want people to be able to have a very powerful payment solution that doesn't give headaches and just pays them out as they make sales, which is the way that payments is supposed to do. And in the third one, we also have a person that says about taxes and the difficulty of remitting taxes in the US, which again, as an accountant, I am a Brazilian accountant, but I get taxes in the US. As an accountant, I know how hard it is to handle taxes in the US.
Yeah.
So it is very interesting to see how the product is able to help businesses free time in different steps of their journey to manage payments, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And we're going to actually be covering a bit more of the specifics of tax handling right now and what we do for you in that space. But this is very interesting because as we were talking about, again, not only your buyers are global, I'm sure all of you are selling to people from all over the world. Or customers are also global. So, as we saw, we have people from Canada, we have people from Germany, and let's say you're based in Germany and you're selling to the US. Maybe you have no idea of what the US tax system looks like. And the opposite is true. If you're on the US, if you're in California, you have no idea how to handle taxes in Germany. So, this layer is what actually enables you to not have to worry about these things. Because again, it might seem, when I think of my day to day where I'm based, it's like, oh, well, yeah, taxes. I know how to do that. But again, when we look at a broader business, when we look at a global business, there's this level of complexity that quickly adds up. And this is, I think, where Teachable has been playing because, again, this is not a new feature. This is something we've
Yeah.
been excelling at for the past years. I think this is where we play a pivotal role in helping your business grow.
Yes,
And
yes.
one thing
Do you
that
agree?
I do agree, absolutely, fully, fully. It is your competition here, but I do agree.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I also saw here on our chat some people questioning when we talk about tax handling, are we also talking about sales tax? Are we only talking about sales tax? Can you get a little bit more on that?
Yes, we'll get a little bit more on that, but like we covered the taxes should be covered in your sales. So either
Mhm.
sales tax,
Perfect.
VAT, on the applicable geographies. It is very important to understand like these differences. It is
Hmm.
not just a specific type of tax that we
Yeah.
cover. We cover the taxes should be covered in the sales that you make. So if you're in the US, a sales tax. If you are in the
Mhm.
EU, UK, VAT, and
Mhm.
other jurisdictions as well,
Mhm.
right? But better than us talking about taxes, right? Because we are the ones that build the product or talk about the product. Let's hear one creator talking to us and talking actually to you how Teachable Payments has helped him manage taxes for their business.
My wife and I run our own business, and we're terrified of messing up taxes. Teachable Payments is valuable to us because now we don't have to register with 50 different states and keep track of exchange rates in different countries and tax rates. All of that's handled for us behind the scenes so we can focus on our content and our students.
Vou voltar um slide.
This was starting from science or science mom school. He's one of our customer success clients, and I think he brought a great point because again, and because we have people from Germany and Canada here, I don't know if this is super clear to them, but when we're talking about the 50 US states, we're talking about 50 different tax models. And Teachable helps you make sure you're keeping track of all of them and really working with all of these different models. So it's not just like one unique model per country, like maybe we're used to in other countries. And when we're going to talk about a bit about that too when we talk about global reach and sales. But when I take a look at our big clients, what are they doing? Where are they selling to? I don't think this will come as a surprise, but they do sell to all US states. So I think this comes very in handy when doing tax handling.
Yes, it is. It is. And it is interesting to explain how this works with teachable payments, right? And as Fizz said, we have the sales tax in the US, we have VAT in the European Union and also the UK. And in many other countries, we also cover the applicable taxes on the transactions. But how this happens? Taxes depends on the location of the seller, of the buyer, and has many other parameters to be calculated. So we have a system that calculates this at checkout. We calculate, collect, and then remit the taxes. We are the only platform in the creator economy that does this service in such a wide coverage, right? So this is very important. So we calculate this at checkout, so we have the applicable tax and the right tax to be applied. We have then the full reporting dashboard that you can see inside your admin on Teachable, where you paid taxes, in which transactions, how much you paid, so you can control that as well. Also, if your students or buyers have a tax ID or VAT ID, they can insert that in the checkout to adjust the conditions of the tax. And also, you can opt in to have tax inclusive pricing in your sales. So let's say that you have a $200 product with 10% sales tax that should be applied. You can say that the offer is already inclusive of tax, so you won't charge the tax on top of the offer, or you can just opt in for tax inclusive pricing that would include the tax amount in the offer. So the offer will be 220 as the applicable tax happens,
Yes,
right?
exactly. Again, Vinny is an
My wife-
accountant. I'm not. So very complex, and I'm glad there's a platform to handle these things for me.
Yeah, for sure. But even as an accountant, it is very hard to
Yeah.
do taxes. So it is good to have people that does taxes better than I do to handle
Yeah.
this job as well.
And now we're going to cover global sales a little bit, but I just want to preface this by saying that sometimes when we think about our business, when we are, building our strategy, building our business, we look at what we're doing and we're like, no, I would never go global. What do you mean? Like, I'm based in Germany. Why would someone from Japan buy from me? I'm based in the US. Why would someone from Argentina buy from me? But to Vinny's point, what he was saying at the beginning of the webinar, today with internet, with AI, business are already born global. So if you don't think international sales are an important part of your business, I encourage you to take a better look at where your students are from. When I look at Teachables, top schools, the schools that are covered by my team, the customer success team, 50% of their sales combined come from countries that are not the US. So when we're talking about that, I talk about clients that are based in the US and are selling to uh, 100 different countries. When I talk about that, I talk to clients that are based in Germany and are selling to 100 different countries. So again, sometimes when I talk to clients, they will say, oh, but international sales are not that relevant to me. But we look at the data and actually they are. Just yesterday, we were talking to a US creator from the finance niche, a niche that very traditionally people would say that it's very specific, country specific, right? That it's not something that can be easily transferred in between regions. But talking to him, he told us that actually 15% of his sales are international sales. What would a 15% uplift in sales mean to you? I think this is a great question that we should ask, that we should be asking ourselves when we look at this opportunity, because sometimes we overlook it. And I think, especially if you're in countries where there's a language, like for example, if your product is in English, we have a lot of clients in Europe, in Italy, in Poland, in Germany, that all of their product and all of their marketing is in English. You can access the whole world. If you're based in Spain and your product is in Spanish, you can access the entirety of Latin America, which is a huge country. So sometimes when we think about scale, we are a bit close minded in a way, and we think, oh, I cannot really scale past this. But I encourage you to look at global sales, and especially what we're enabling right now with Teachable Payments as the enabler for your next level of growth.
Uh,
What did you think, Vinny?
this is a very good segue, yes,
You won.
because
I win, right?
no, 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 no,
Say,
no. Let's
No,
see
we
at
you
the
still
guys
have
can
some
end.
time
comment on
left.
the
Le-
chat.
We
yes,
still have some
exactly.
time,
Let's
yeah.
see at the end. Let's
Yeah.
see at the end.
But can I just say, I would love to hear, comment on the chat. Do you sell internationally right now? I would love to know, do you have no idea? Did you never thought about this? Or do you think that, like the finance guy, you have a niche that's actually not transferable to another country? Let me know.
Yeah, let us know. Let us know. But I have a question actually. Yasin, what do you think it means to sell globally? What do you think it is a global checkout? You think it is a checkout in English that accepts credit and debit card? Because assuming that everybody has a credit or debit card,
That
right?
seems very local, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
it is local. And if not local, just international to the US, Canada, UK, Australia, and other English speaking countries
Yeah.
as well. So being global is much more than being able to accept payments in different countries,
Hmm.
right? As you pointed out, yes. So your students, they are everywhere. They are not inside only a specific region, a specific country. And we have some stats to show you on how much sales you could lose if you did not have the payment methods of the buyer, or if the language of the checkout is not the best language at all. Awesome, awesome. I really like these stats because, like, I reflect on the purchases that I've made, and being Brazilian, although we speak English, it is very comforting to see the checkout in
It is.
Portuguese,
Yeah.
and also the payment methods like Pix that we are used to pay
Hmm.
daily as well. So we see that as your students are everywhere, and like as I said, the language of the checkout being English does not mean that the checkout is global. 70% of the buyers, they're more likely to buy if the checkout is on the native language of them and also have their preferred payment method. So it is basically turning an international checkout local, turning your US sales local to Brazilians, local to Spanish people, local to Italians, local to the UK. It is localizing a checkout and turning the international experience a local experience, which increases conversion enormously. And also, you can lose more than 50% of these international sales if you don't have the payment methods that people are used to pay. So that's why when we were building the solution, we were very keen on having these more payment methods in the European Union, United Kingdom, Latam, and many other markets to allow buyers to pay the way that they used to pay and to
Hmm.
go beyond credit to debit card, right? And on top of that, have the adaptive currency display that translates the currency from the original offer to the buyer country, having the ability to accept installments fee stripe billing, for example, which is a very powerful tool. Powerful tool. A checkout that, as I said, auto translates to the language of the buyer, that increases the chances of them to buy, and paying you out instantly, even in the international sales. It is very important for you to operate globally. So accepting payments globally, it is different than selling globally or being able to scale globally.
Yeah.
So
Hmm.
having more payment methods, having the checkout auto translated, increases a lot the chances of you to sell to
Yeah.
international buyers.
And we got some very interesting responses here in the chat. We have a lot of people who have international clients who do sell internationally. There is a couple of people who would like to sell internationally but are a little nervous about it.
Hmm.
Don't see the opportunity, and this is it. Right, this is something that will definitely help you. For example, I do not sell internationally because of shipping issues, but for online classes, I may. And that's a big highlight of
Exactly.
courses or memberships
Yeah.
because you don't have that shipping issue.
For online classes, we take care of the shipping for you.
Exactly. We do the shipping for you,
And
right?
you know what's interesting? Because I'm assuming, do we have the name of the person who said that? I'm assuming
Kathy.
Kathy.
Yeah.
I'm assuming, of course, you have an online product and also a physical product. And I get your pain. Not it, it's hard shipping internationally physical products. Period. But this could even be a way of testing the waters to see which markets it would make sense for you to expand your physical business. So, for example, take the online part of your business and start advertising it more heavily to these audiences to try to understand where their stickiness. So, for example, if you're based in the US and you only ship things to the US, and eventually you see, oh, okay, my let's say 60% of my sales are to the US, but then I have 20% of sales to the UK. Like that's an important market for you to expand to with your physical products. So that's also, and I love this about digital products actually, because there's a lot of room to experiment. It's
Yeah.
very easy for us to experiment because we don't need to handle shipping. We don't need to handle like these intricacies of physical products. So I think that's a good angle for you.
Yeah. And I also see comments here from Peter and Rob um, asking a little bit about the differences of teachable payments now and the teachable pay that we had in teachable that they used, but now we've improved. And we will touch a little bit on those differences soon. Okay, so stay tuned here
Stay
to see
tuned.
that competition.
This is a very good question.
Yeah.
So I asked Fit to reserve it for the end, so we
Yes.
talk about it.
Yeah,
But
you
it
would-
is a very good question.
You need to wait a little bit. Okay. Yeah.
Again, I know that we have people here who have never used Teachable Payments, who have used Teachable Payments before. So I know we'll have these different questions, but we're going to cover everything. We got you.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
Awesome. But when we talk about the payment solution or we compare what we have with Teachable Payments, the fair comparison to be made is a comparison to, let's say that, for example, taxes. You can have a software that makes taxes for you. You can have a software that has a tax solution. You can automate payout for your authors, affiliates, or collaborators. You can do basically everything that Teachable Payments do with other tools. What is a fair comparison to be done here? Teachable Payments, first of all, you have everything in one place. You don't have everything fragmented. You don't need to stitch everything up to be able to have a full business. And our idea is to centralize everything inside Teachable. So your business is ran inside Teachable, and payments is a part of your business as well. Of course, you can have a tech solution and connect that to your sales that you make on your external payment processor, your external email list, and everything. But if you have everything on Teachable, you see how much time it saves for you. I'm not talking about only time saved, okay? I'm talking about also cost savings and what we believe to be the best solution in the market as well. So comparing Teachable Payments just to, okay, but I can also have taxes with different softwares, different features, or just connect some integrations here. You need to first make sure that these integrations work. You need to set these integrations up. And also manage these integrations. Having everything in one place and doing it all automatically using Teachable Payments is the main difference that we see on how business save time and also cost, because you need to hire different softwares to be able to compensate or make up to what we offer.
Yeah. So let's say that, for example, you are a company that wants to sell internationally, and you also have affiliates that you need to pay out. So if you were using another platform, you would need to have your regular payment processor, maybe a separate payment processor for
Yeah.
local payment methods, another different contract for taxes, and again, international taxes. So maybe even more than one contract for taxes, and a way of paying out your affiliates. And that could be manual, or that could be, again, another contract. And this adds up really quickly. And not only that, but one thing that I hear a lot from people that migrate to Teachable Payments is That means that if you have a problem, you have five different people, only in my example, you have five different people that you would need to reach out to when something breaks, to Vinny's point. Like if there's a problem on an integration, maybe it's not clear to you where it is. So I think there's also a beauty to having everything centralized in the one place, one platform you have a relationship with, one person that you know you can count on. We're going to talk about that soon, but this is something that I also feel like we can't ignore, like how complicated it is to talk to different people within different platforms.
Yes, and if one integration breaks, the whole thing breaks,
Yes.
right? It is not that like this specific process broke. Like it is basically the whole funds flow and everything would break as well. So you need to pay a lot of attention to fix that mistake and go back to growing your business.
Yes.
We have a creator spotlight here, which is a very good example on how Teachable Payments help this kind of business thrive. So we have Mark, which started recording Spanish lessons. Yes, you know the story, right?
Yes.
From his spare bedroom 20 years ago. And now he has more than 400 million times. His podcast was downloaded more than 400 million times, which is a very large number. So I needed to practice this number before. So he is global. Language creators are usually global, right? Because you teach languages to other people. And why did he choose Teachable? Teachable handles the global payments and tax compliance across more than 100 countries. So imagine selling to countries that you didn't even know of the existence. So how can you be compliant in this country? You need to search for the rules or of how to apply taxes on these countries, on how to calculate the taxes and what to remit to which authority, which is very hard. And also, you're able to scale worldwide without losing this personal touch that is very important for businesses like Mark's. So being able to dedicate time to growing your business and serving your students is very key. And looking at Mark's number here, the 400 million podcast downloads here is very relevant. The number of listeners, the language that he teaches. Think on the scale and the number of countries that they sell to. Think on the scale that a business like this needs to have if they were operating on their own. So Teachable Payments is what allowed them to scale globally without, as I said, losing this personal touch, which is very important. So basically, he was able to sell to these many jurisdictions, still being Mark and still teaching the students and still being able to do the things that he done from the beginning, right? So he increased the reach without losing the core of his business.
We love Mark here.
Yeah,
We're big
we
fans.
do.
Big
We
fans.
do.
So
We do.
we love what he does.
Yeah. But let's show it now, can we?
Of
How it
course.
works in practice. Let's show you inside the product how Teachable Payments looks like, the onboarding, the payment method settings, and also some of the checkout customization that you can have.
And again, if you're already on Teachable Pay, the old version, this is going to look a little bit different for you. And that's fine. It's a sneak peek of what's to come soon for your school. But again, if you have questions, please drop them in the chat and we'll cover them for you.
Yes, exactly. So let's start with onboarding, right? You can see that if you go on your Teachable admin, on the sales tab, you have the payment settings, you select the country that you're based in. So in this example, we're going to select the United States, and then we're going to proceed with the Stripe onboarding. After you proceed with the Stripe onboarding, you will fill some information, your phone number to verify that you're a real person and also to verify your account. And then you continue to fill this information inside Stripe. And why is that? We've partnered with the best to build the best solution. So this is a solution that we've deeply partnered with Stripe in the last months and also maybe a year or more than a year to be able to deliver to you as well. So you fill some information about your business, you fill some information on where you want to receive the payout, some personal details, and it is all set. And of course, we know everything that happens in the presentation. So I know the duration of this video. You know, I know the length of this video, and I know that it took less than 3 minutes to complete this onboarding. So can you imagine? Yes, just in 3 minutes, you're able to set up a very powerful payment solution that enables you to scale globally. It is very hard to imagine that, right? So the way that we see the onboarding process and doing everything inside of Teachable is just a way to simplify how things happen and how you can scale your business globally or locally
Yeah.
as well. Right?
To our point earlier, can you imagine if we had to go like through 5 different platform setups?
No, it will be very
Yeah,
hard.
it would
Yeah.
take a
Not
while.
only the setups, but setting them up individually, and then
Individually.
setting that up the integrations
Yes.
and making sure the integrations are up to date. So when you do just one thing, basically the integrations are all set up
Yeah.
inside of this unique thing. So it is very interesting to see how quick you can have a business that is already born global, right?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Let's talk a little bit more about the payment methods, which is one of my favorite parts because in Brazil we have a very popular payment method, which is Pix, right?
Yes.
Pix is one of the main evolutions or solutions that our central bank has launched in the last years. And it is very good to see that we, as a payment solution and as a payments product, we accept Pix for Brazilian buyers as well. And in
Yeah.
addition to Pix, of course, many other payment methods.
Yeah, and I want to also, when we're talking about local payment methods, I also want to shout out our European schools, because I know that if you're based on the U.S., maybe that's more of a foreign concept for you. Like in the US, you would only use a credit card. You
Yeah.
would mostly use a credit card. So maybe that's not maybe it's not as clear like how relevant local payment methods are to you. So I would love to hear, if you're based in Canada, if you're based in Europe, talk a little bit about what are the other payment methods that you use in your country, because I think this is something that we sometimes overlook when looking at our payment setup, because we think, oh, everyone has a credit card. Yes, but there are still people. We were talking with a European school yesterday, and they were telling us exactly this. Like, I sell to Poland, and I still, I feel like my Polish customers, they have a bit of a, the word completely slipped my mind, but they have a bit of distrust in online shopping still. So to me, it's very important to have local, to me, to the school, they were saying this. It's very important to have local payment methods in Poland, which is something that actually will be able to support right now. So I would love to hear from you guys how important local payment methods is, because in some countries, like we were talking about, it's unthinkable to sell to those countries without local payment
Yes.
methods. And we're talking about France. People will use, I don't speak good French, but carte bancaire. How do you say it? How would you say it,
No,
Vinny?
no,
You
no,
don't know either, right?
I
freeze
won't try.
myself.
Yeah,
No.
but there are a few payment methods. They're like very specific to regions, and it's not just a nice to have; it's a must have.
Yes, yes. And now you see how relevant this can be, or this is, right? We're going to show you how the payment methods that we're going to have inside admin. And I want our international audience to tell us in the chat when they see the payment methods, which payment methods they have used in the last month.
Yeah.
So if you see the payment method that you used in the last month, beyond of course credit and the debit card, please type the payment method in the chat, please. The payment setting solutions, like you can see the payment methods and all of these payment methods here. You might think, Vinny, but are all of these payment methods shown at once at the checkout? This might be too much, right? And you're right, it is too much. These are a lot of payment methods, which is something that we're proud of, but these are shown dynamically based on where this payment method is popular. So we're not going to Pix for Spanish buyers because they don't have Pix available in their country. We're going to show SEPA for them. We're not going to show like South Korean payment methods to Japanese buyers. So this is dynamically presented based on the location of the buyer. So we have, as I said, a very clean and thoughtful design checkout to optimize for conversion. So basically, it kind of scans the buyer and it knows what is their currency, the language, and the payment methods that they usually pay based on their location, and it shows the relevant payment methods for them and the appropriate payment methods for them. And you can enable or disable specific payment methods as you wish as well. So if you want to increase conversion, you can enable all of them or just enable a few of them and control this inside Teachable as well. So think on the work that you would have to be able to offer all of these payment methods, right? Yes. I think it is something that we need to start thinking a little bit more on the ability to concentrate everything
Mm-hmm.
inside Teachable, right? And this is
Exactly.
inside Teachable's admin, right? You don't need
Yeah.
to leave your school to do that.
Yeah. Not only that, but just like the peace of mind of just setting up payments and then letting it do its own thing and make the sales for you.
Yes, exactly, exactly. But let's talk a little bit more about checkout customization. So we've shown the checkout page, but let's see how you can customize the checkout to your needs or your wills as well.
Mm-hmm.
So inside admin as well, you can customize your checkout. You can use your brand colors. You can change the fonts, and also you can make you can select different options to appear or not appear in the checkout. To allow promotion codes, to request them to provide phone number, which is very important for some schools and
Mm-hmm.
some creators too, to collect tax ID or not, or to request them to accept terms of service. You can also change the CTA on when they complete the transaction from pay to book, donate, and make this customizable as well. And then you save this, and this is uploaded to your checkout. And on terms of service, yes, and I think on all of these checkout customizations, what are you hearing from your clients and everyone that you talk to? Like, what excites them the most about these changes?
I think we have two things actually. And one of the things we didn't cover here. So I'll also tell you guys this right now. But one, we just showed the ability of adding your own terms of service to the checkout that you can have people agree to. I think this has been a huge request for us and for some businesses is super relevant. But also the thing that we didn't show, the ability of adding custom fields. Again, super relevant to some businesses. Maybe you work with professionals and when they are buying your product, you want to make sure that they are licensed professionals and they have an accreditation number that you need to make sure you track for your own purposes as well. You can easily now add a custom field to your checkout and have these fields show up in your sales reports. So I think those two main things, they have been, again, for our existing clients, they have been huge asks. And if you're new coming to Teachable Payments, I'm sure you'll be able to find value in these as well. But now, I think you did really good,
Yeah, thank
Vinny.
you so much.
I was
But
trying.
I'm ready to talk about my favorite subject, which is, again, I love Teachable Payments, but we also need to talk about what Teachable does
We could end the
beyond.
webinar here, right? Like, if we're talking about the best payment solution in the market,
No,
If
no,
it
no,
was
no, no,
just
no.
that,
if we just
if
that.
it
No, no,
was
no,
just
no,
that,
no,
we could end
because
it here, but we're
it's
not.
not just that. Beyond the checkout, we also have a service that you won't find anywhere else. And this is something that we are particularly very proud of. I am very particularly proud of because throughout the last year, we really, really evolved and rethink the way we support our creators. And we landed in a place that I don't think I've seen another platform work with. And what I want to say first and foremost, I think it's important to acknowledge that we've listened to your feedback and we've listened that, for example, we have had longer than ideal support wait times. And I want to assure you guys this is something we have worked on. So I want to shout out our support team if you're watching this. This is something that we have vastly improved over the last year. I'm positive that we have closed this gap. But we didn't want to stop there because we know that most platforms stop there. Oh, okay, I'll give you the fastest response time that I can give you. But to us, this just simply wasn't enough. Being fast to answer a ticket, of course, it's a must have, but what are the nice to haves? How can I better support your business and become a business partner to you? So that's why we built on the last year, we built and trained a customer success team that is unlike anything else that other platform has because their job is actually to help you grow. Have you ever seen this, Vinny? It's one person. And I know that sometimes when we think about helping you grow, we think, oh, okay, you want us to better use the platform. And yes, of course we do. But beyond that, we also want to understand your business. We want to support you. We want to understand what you're doing for your launches, what your product suite is like, and how we can better help you beyond the platform. Because we know that teachable payments, to Vinay's point, is super easy to set up. It's going to take you it's going to take you 3 minutes to set it up. Taxes are handled, local payment methods are handled, everything is handled. So we want you to focus again on creating your content and on what's outside of the platform. And we also want to support you there. But don't take it from me. Take it from these clients and what they have been telling us on the past year. One client here on the bottom left, he told us that he finally felt like he had a business partner in us, not just someone hosting courses on Teachable. Another, and I want to shout out, I'm talking about the customer success team, but we also have an onboarding team that is killing it. And we have another person saying that they have never experienced onboarding like this on a platform. And this is true for you if you're migrating to Teachable Payments. We will support you. We will support your needs when migrating your checkout to our platform. And one thing that I want to share here, and I think this really helps making tangible this success experience that we built. Earlier this year, we launched our customer journey program. And Vinny, did you know this? I don't know, Vinny, if I told you, but it went so well that we're already expanding it, like less than 6 months after we launched it. Because here's our vision, and specifically what I feel like differentiates Teachable from other platforms. No matter where you are in the business, no matter which stage you're at, if you're doing your first sale, if you're running a multi-million dollar a year business, we want to be there for you. We want to support you. We feel like there's always, for everyone on the platform, something that we can do to help you grow. So that's why we built this journey where we have these tiers that you can easily move in between, and the level of access you have expands as you move in between these tiers. So everyone that's on Teachable is a part of Teachable Base. We have constant programming about building launches, building product suites, expanding your offers, making sure you're actually uh, working on your marketing strategies and tactics beyond our platform. And as you grow, you move to Teachable Scale, which is our new level of service. You move to Teachable Select, and you go up to Teachable Elite, where we have our clients that are making more than 1 million in sales. And they even, Vinny, they get an award that is sitting right here
Nice.
behind me. And to give you a more tangible example of what we're doing to help you grow your business, um, the customer success team provides you strategic guidance. So, to my point, what I was saying earlier, if you want to do a launch, we're going to do launch planning for you. We just planned a launch with a language creator, and he had his best launch yet with the guidance from our team. We worked together with him on his email copies, on his waitlist strategy, and his launch performed like he never did. I don't know another platform that does that. We work with you on pricing, on your funnel strategy. We review your sales page to make sure it's optimized because we have the best converting checkout in the market. We also want you to have the best converting sales page in the market, and we're here to help you build this page. Um, Another thing that I'm especially passionate about is how we're building a strong community within these tiers that I just showed. We have exclusive in person events for our creators that are part of these tiers all over the world. This year alone, we had events in LA, we had an event in Rome, and we're going to have an event in actually less than a month in Miami. These events are called the Teachable Collective, and these are 3-day events where, again, people who are selling on Teachable Payments sit together and talk about their business and talk about what's working and talk about what's not working. This is not just about Teachable. We're the facilitators. This is about growing your business. And also, One thing that I feel like it's very valuable, and I'll say this to all of these things, but again, I've never seen another platform do this. We've had creators on stage with us at South by Southwest in Austin, at the 1 billion follower summit in Dubai. Wherever we are, we want to take you there with us. We want to spotlight your business as well. We want to showcase you as an example of how our top creators are performing and how well they are doing. And we are here to showcase your business. Last but not least, I want to shout out to our partnerships team because there are a lot of things that we can do partnering with you. So we're talking about taking you to South by Southwest. We're talking about maybe taking you to the 1 billion followers summit with us. But we can also do feature placements within Teachable. We can shout out your business. We can highlight your business. We can do co-branded opportunities together. To me, the one thing that's true is if you're on Teachable, it's not just a platform. You have a whole growth engine to support your business and will be there every step along the way with you. And to showcase this, because again, I don't want to just tell you, I want to show you. Um, Here is a video of our Less Collective in Rome, and I want you to get a feel of what that experience was like.
I just want to thank you so much for coming here.
Really see the town because you're down in the valley.
I love this. That room right there, that could be start. That room right there, that could be you. Those are creators just like you who spend 3 days together with our team discussing the market, strategies, what's working, what's not working, their pains, and how to reach their next level of growth. But again, this only happens on Teachable. I'm positive you do not get this level of service anywhere else. So, if you want to sell on Teachable, or maybe if you already sell on Teachable, but you want to have access to this new experience, you know that you should be a part of this journey, but you want to take part in our events. Please fill out the form, scan the QR code, and leave us with your school name, your email, and we're going to reach out to talk about next steps on how to get to this new checkout. Because again, 3 minutes to set up, right?
Very
We
quick.
could set this up as easily as today. As soon
Yeah.
as Vinny leaves this webinar, he's going to be emailing
For
you all
sure.
back.
Everyone.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing. We got a great response here. Please plan your next Europe gathering in Germany.
I
That's
will.
something to keep in mind.
Thank
That's
you.
definitely something to keep in
You know,
mind.
the most interesting thing was that when we were in Rome, all of the recommendations that we had about next events, they were like, maybe you should go this place because we had people from all over the world. We have
Yeah.
people who flew from Australia, of course, all places in Europe, the U.S., Canada, and everyone was a little bit biased to their own country. So they were like, let's do it in Austria. I already have a perfect place.
We already have a list going.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we have
But I
a
think
list.
Germany is a very nice place.
It is.
Yeah.
We should move that up top.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yes. Let's leave the QR code up for a
yeah.
little bit more for people to access. We're going to also share it in the chat.
Yes.
And meanwhile, I believe we'll have to go a little bit over time because we got a lot of questions.
We got so many questions. So if you can, we're going to stay a couple of, I think like maybe 10 extra minutes so that we can get to a few questions here.
Of course.
But you still have time to leave your questions, all right?
Yes.
If we can't answer them all, we'll make sure to email you afterwards with the answer, all right? That was incredible. I don't want to give the prize to none of you specifically. You both are the winners.
You know
Is that okay?
the winners are the people that have access to Teachable Payments.
Exactly.
They are
the
the ones
winners
that
are
pay.
you.
Yeah.
Well, I wasn't
Everyone
going to say
watching.
that, but that too. That too. I'm the winner.
You
and
won.
that too.
That's the prize. All right, so let's get to the questions. We have so many interesting ones. I'm selecting a few here. So, for example, Farhan and Tracy, they want to know more about the conversion to other currencies, especially what does that mean to their fees and maybe even to their course prices. Will anything change regarding that?
Yeah, so the conversion that is automatically calculated in your checkout is based on the buyer location. So basically, Stripe has this whole complex setup to be able to, in the moment that someone initiates a checkout session, based on the IP of the buyer, they're going to see what is the preferred currency of the location that they are in. And based on this location, they get and the FX rates from that moment of the purchase, and they convert the checkout from your original currency to the currency of the buyer. I'll give you an example on Brazilian reais, which is easier for me to do the math with US dollars. So let's say you have a US 100 US dollar offer and you sell to Brazilians. And the conversion rate at the time of the purchase that Fernanda accesses the checkout is $1 US is equivalent to 520 Brazilian reais. So like it fluctuates over time, and also it has the commercial, the PTAX, the different conversion rates as well. But Stripe will calculate the appropriate currency conversion amount to show you 520 reais instead of $100, and not instead actually. Both options appear. Stripe just adds a button with the currency converted on your checkout as well. So it basically takes a currency conversion of the time and converts the original offer to the location of the buyer.
And myself as the student wouldn't need to go on Google, for example, and
Yeah.
actually search for that
Like how
conversion.
much is it's 100 US dollars to Brazilian reais or
Today, yeah.
euros or Australian dollars or anything like that. Yes,
Amazing.
exactly.
Thank you. Jason asked, if we are already using Teachable Pay, which is our former payment system, is this automatically going to switch? Is there a manual process that we will need to do to add this when it is available?
Great question, Jason, right?
Jason, yeah.
Jason, that's a great question. Yes, eventually we'll transition everyone into this new experience, and it's something we're going to reach out to you guys about. Right now, if you want to have, if this resonates with you, if you want to have access immediately, you can scan the QR code and you will be prioritized for this. So we'll reach out soon to talk about migration.
Amazing. Francis asked, do you need a business account to accept payments?
Business account, yes. I think actually you don't need necessarily a business account. You need a bank account to receive payouts from Stripe. And as you set up your Stripe account, you need to verify your identity and also connect the bank account. So you don't necessarily need to be a business to be receiving payouts. You can be an individual and just connect the bank account to Stripe, right? And set up Teachable Payments.
Yes, you need a bank account and a document number, something that identifies you, but it doesn't matter like how you're registered as a business or as a person.
Okay.
We're all persons, but you know what I mean. We're all people.
All right. Willis asked, how can I take payments from students from Bangladesh? I have a large audience from Bangladesh, and they all say they cannot make payment from Bangladesh. Any suggestions?
Yeah. Well, that's a super great question. And I think it just goes to show how relevant local payment methods
Yeah.
are. But for Bangladesh, because we have so many local payment methods, now we're going to add more than 40%. I will say that I don't remember off the top of my head if we're accepting specific things in Bangladesh, but we can get back to you on that. So
Yes.
you can reach out to me personally at cs@teachable.com, and I'll reply to you about this. I'll take a look and then I'll let you know.
I love this question that is about the checkout page customization. That came, I believe, either before the video or before Yas mentioned the
Custom
custom
fields.
fields,
Uh
right?
huh.
Because it's someone that needs to have the parent name and the parent info alongside the student
There you
information.
go.
So that's fantastic.
This will be possible. Yeah. See
Yeah.
how in tune I am?
Yes.
Yes.
Fantastic. Yes.
And it is a very good example of having the custom fields and not only a specific field. Like the
Yeah.
phone number is a specific field
Yeah.
where you need to fill specific information. The custom field adapts to the needs of the business,
Yeah.
right? So it is very
Yeah.
important to be able to
Yeah.
offer that.
And again, this could be anything. This is something that you set up to be whatever you want it to be and to capture any information that's relevant to you. So that's a good example, capturing a parent's name. I'm going to be using that example from now on.
That's a great example. And we have another one. Yes, for example, someone who wants to handle the payments for businesses, for B2B, and
Mhm.
they want to collect information on that company, on that,
Absolutely.
yeah, that can be either a number type of field or a text type of field that will be available in the custom fields as well. We have a compliment from the question that Farhan mentioned. She says, she or he, I'm sorry, I don't know, but they say, I sell in GBP. The payment is converted to USD and then held for a day, then converted back to GBP. I lose money on the conversion to USD and back to GBP.
That's a great question. And I think, Vinny, you can answer that. But I think if we can explain, because I think this is going to resonate well with a lot of our European customers.
And I think when we're talking about the differences between the teachable pay, teachable payments, I think this is one of the main differences. Settling teachable payments or settling payments in teachable pay, actually, the old solution or the legacy solution, I wouldn't say old,
Yeah.
was mainly based around the US. So we process transactions in the US, so in US dollars, and then we paid out users in different currencies. The movement that we're doing now is basically localizing transaction processing. So if you have an account that is based in the UK or in EU or in Australia, we're going to process the transaction in your currency, your settlement currency. So you stop paying the fees on FX that you're paying on the legacy product. I think this is one of the major changes that we've implemented to be able to localize the transaction processing for the seller as well, because
Yeah.
localizing for the buyer means payment methods, native language,
Yeah.
but localizing for the seller means receiving and settling in your own currency too.
Mm-hmm. And again, this connects to what we were saying in the beginning. Now we're more global than ever, and we came across these needs from our customers. So rest assured, you're not the first person to tell us this, and this change is coming very much as an answer to this feedback. So thank you. You will be very happy with our new setup.
I also have a great. Actually, it's like one question after the other. So, Michael asked, do you offer UPI for India?
Yeah, we do.
That is an option that we have.
Many business locations can offer the people from India to pay with UPI, which is a very relevant payment method. I think maybe as relevant as Pix for Brazilians.
Okay.
And other payment methods too. So yes, we do offer.
And another question: will affiliates get other options to get paid other than PayPal?
This is also a good question. The solution that we have right now is to pay out these affiliates with PayPal because mainly of the global coverage that PayPal has. So, for example, let's say that we pay them out via Stripe. It is not as straightforward as having a PayPal account, for example. So, our choice to process these payouts for affiliates and authors or collaborators with PayPal is due to this global reach that PayPal has and the ability for users to create accounts. But this can change in the future. But for right now, we still pay out users with PayPal, the affiliate and authors.
Amazing. Okay. And I want to close us off by highlighting the main differences between the old Teachable Pay and our new Teachable Payments.
Okay, that's a good one.
Would you like
That
to
is a
start?
good one. Yes,
You
go
can
ahead.
start.
No. You can start and then I finish.
I think to me, we can say anything, right? This was not rehearsed, guys.
No. It was not.
I think to me, one of the main differences is having the possibility of. I'm going to repeat something that we said here a lot today, but I do believe like this is one of the main things of selling globally in a more natural way. Um, so again, to Vinny's point, you're going to set up your Stripe onboarding in 3 minutes. You're going to just like check all of the payment methods that you want, and people are going to enter your checkout, see the your offer price in their own currency with all of their local payment methods available. So to me, that's one of the biggest differences.
I would summarize the changes on when we look at Teachable Pay and the legacy product. We see that we have lots of good things on this product. I think the ability to accept multiple payment methods on the legacy product still is very important. The automatic payout for authors and affiliates, and also tax forms
Tax
for
handling.
authors and affiliates as well. Tax handling. So, but this was not a like a very complete solution as we wished it was. So basically, we took everything that was good on the old solution and everything best that Stripe offers to build this new solution. So that's why we partnered with Stripe, which we believe is the best payment solution in the market, to connect with what we had best as well on the old solution to have this new teachable payments. So I think that's why we changed. And also, I would summarize the changes like this. It is not basically just a Stripe checkout inside Teachable. It is kind of Stripe with lasers with everything that Teachable Pay offered best to.
Yeah.
But if you had to pick, what's one difference that really resonates with you?
One difference, I think the payment methods. No,
That's my difference.
I could I can
I have a
I can
different
take
one.
another one.
Okay.
Which
Mine
yours?
is actually the experiences that we'll have now with customers who have the option to sell with Teachable Payments, and they can get to the collectives. They can have
Okay.
a business partner right alongside them.
Yeah.
They get, of course, this improved support that Teachable has been already delivering for a while now. But with Teachable Payments, the amount of effort and dedication and support for your growth that you get with the customer success team, and of course with everyone at Teachable, we're there to support you in whatever stage you're on and whatever service that you may need. So that's my favorite,
Well, thank you.
of course.
We know now who wins.
I know you're
Vinny.
responsible for that as well, so that's no
Yeah,
shade to you,
yeah,
but
but
we're
let
all
me just
responsible for
let
that.
me just rephrase the payment methods because when
Okay.
we talk about payment methods, we
Second
talk a lot
chance.
about international buyers. Of course, like they access the checkout, they want to see the payment methods that they used to pay. But this is very relevant locally as well because
Yeah.
the payment methods are valid for domestic users.
Yes.
So if you sell
Yes.
domestically too, like the payment methods that you use, your buyers will be able to use as well.
Exactly. I was talking about I'll try again. Carte bancaire from France. And again, if you're a school that's France based, you only sell to a French audience, everything is in French. This is relevant to you because your French audience wants this as well. So it's a great point, Vinny. We're talking about global, but it's not just international.
Yeah.
When we talk about global, this can also enable an uplift in domestic sales. But I think to sum it up, because we did go on a tangent
We
talking
did,
about
we did.
our favorite things.
That happens.
I would say that the main difference is that it's an improved checkout. You can think of all of the things that you liked about the old Teachable Pay, and then we added an extra layer to it that's going to make it more customizable, that's going to make it more global, to Vinny's point, that's going to make, we didn't even cover it because we do have a lot of things to cover on this checkout, but that's going to enable you to have better subscription management, better customization. So think of it as an improved checkout. And if I had to frame it as what this means for you in terms of outcomes, like, okay, so what? More sales. And after all, we all want more sales.
Yeah.
That was incredible. Thank you, everyone. I do want to highlight a last question. When will all of this be available? Okay. So I will ask the production team to go back to our QR code. Perfect. We have the link in our chat as well. Okay. If you're a new Teachable user, that is already available to you. If you are a Teachable Pay user, you've already been a creator at Teachable for a while now, migration will start in September, okay? So we'll have a rollout, and I mean, next week. September is already next week, right? So we'll be in touch shortly, okay? Right after you fill out this form, we'll reach out to you, cover everything that you may still have questions on. But like we've seen here today, it is a 3-minute setup, and there are only good things to come with Teachable Payments, right? Well, thank you so much. Thank you, Vinny. Thank you, Yas.
Faye.
Thank you, Faye.
That's a wrap, everyone. Thank
you-
you for joining us. Thank you so much for trusting Teachable.
And
Go
I
ahead,
was going
Yas.
to say, if you liked it, please comment on the chat so that
Please.
Faye can bring us here more times.
Yes.
and
I
yes.
definitely will.
We're available, Faye, if you want
I'd
us
like
to,
to
be
return,
here.
yes.
You would like to return. I might not even be here. Like, I would just leave you two to it. That was
Yeah.
perfect. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so
much.
much, guys.
Bye.
Bye.